principal things for the whole use of man's life are water, fire, iron, and salt.
Because with the fire, what? Fire is what? A cleanser. You know, it purifies, but in terms of fire as well, it also allows you to dehydrate and preserve things, man. That's why when you're smoking something, you smoke a meat, it's able to be kept longer. And fire goes back to our spirit as well. You know, showing you the importance of fire, man. And what's the next one? It said salt, iron. Salt. Hey, that's weaponry, salt. Hey, you need salt.
I was gonna say, Ukraine is also known for producing iron. If you look up the natural resources of Ukraine, they produce a big amount of magnesium, iron, titanium. You know what I'm saying? Iron. All right, oil. All those different commodities. That's why everywhere that's rich in those natural resources, there's always conflict. Always conflict. Just pay attention, man.
There's always America got their hand in it.
America is right there.
Trying to get their shit.
America is there by way of the elites. You know, the globalists, they use America is their muscle. It's their hammer of the earth. So if they want to get something, well, we're going to send America. We're going to use the puppet that we got, and we're going to use him to wage wars or set some type of conflict up, you know. We're gonna have the CIA, put some guys over there, train them up. That's what they know to do, man. All right. That's exactly in Ukraine. That's one of their produce. So go back to that.
The principal things for the whole use of man's life are water, fire.
These are all resources that Esau is trying to take control over.
Trying to covet.
Yeah. He wants control over these major life forces, man. Go ahead.
Fire, iron, and salt. Flour of wheat.
Flour of wheat. You see? So the fact that they're having this conflict over there is messing with the supply chain. They can't really export while they're in the midst of war, man. So Europe, they're panicking right now.
Yeah, because
they're the major exporters to Europe.
Yeah, Russia and Ukraine damn near supply Europe with a lot of those resources that you're speaking of. Yeah.
Yep.
Salt is another preservative as well.
Yeah.
There's flour of wheat, honey, milk.
And salt is basically like a currency.
Yeah, kind.
That's why you get the word salary.
Yeah, salt.
It goes back to salt, man. Yeah.
Salt is like it's a basic essential for nature in itself. Like, cause I was watching this, the animal shit, and they like all the animals in the rainforest. They look for salt. Like the monkeys, like little like they lick the plants that have salt on them. They know, so it's essential for life.
Go ahead.
It says honey, milk, and the blood of the grape, and oil and clothing.
And oil, that's another one. All them oil wars that these devils been having.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because it's all tied in with the economy, man.
Yep.
All these resources is tied in with the economy.
Yeah.
Because they're useful. Humans need these things to survive. So if you take all of them for yourself, now you can sell them. Now you control people.
Yeah.
That's it. Monopolize, man. That's why he wants to take control over it.
You just said that's right.
Esau is entitled because of the blessing that Isaac gave him. What was that blessing? And he would get the dew of heaven and the fatness of the earth. And the fatness goes into the natural resources of the earth, mainly oil. That's why they fight so hard over that oil over there, man. All these conflicts that the West had are with oil-producing countries. Libya is one of them. You know.
Of course, Iran.
Iraq.
Yep. Iran. Yeah. Venezuela.
Venezuela. He wants to monopolize on all that. He wants to capitalize off of all these resources, man. That's why it says in Habakkuk about how he's insatiable. He increaseth that which is not his. You know? But was there more on that list?
No, it says, but I was going to go to the all these things are good for the godly.
But they're turned into evil.
Yep.
They're turned into evil. You know, because really when you deal with that, too much of it is not good for you, and too little of it is not good for you.
Yeah.
It could be turned into evil based on how you use it.
Yeah, by the measures.
By the measures of it. Esau trying to cut you off from it, he's trying to cause a famine. When you get depleted of it, it becomes a famine. Okay?
Yeah. So I looked up on what happens to the body if no salt is in it. And it says salt loss is called hyponatremia. It says it's a condition that occurs when sodium in your blood falls below the normal range of 135 to 145. It says in severe cases, it says low sodium levels in the body leads to muscle cramps, nausea, vomiting, and dizziness, which is all signs of dehydration. It says lack of salt can lead to shock, comas, and death. You know? And then when you look at it in the spiritual lens, and when we go into the book of what's that, Matthew 5 and 13, or is it 7 and 13?
How we're the salt of the earth.
Yeah, we're the salt of the earth. And that salt goes into the spirit, man. You know? So salt is a necessity. And then you have a bunch of types of salt, man. You got, of course, you know, pink Himalayan salt, but you also have black salt. And these salts contain trace minerals, you know? It may contain some potassium in it. It may contain some calcium and magnesium, all that your body needs, man. You know? And salt has to be expelled. And that's why when you sweat, you know, your sweat is salty, man. Because salt has to be expelled from the body, but it also has to be intaked into the body, man. You know?
Oh, real quick, I just looked it up. Salt is actually a part of it too. It says Ukraine has extremely rich and complementary mineral resources in high concentrations and close proximity to each other. The country has abundant reserves of coal, iron ore, natural gas, manganese, salt, oil. That's two of the things that was mentioned in that list, right? Graphite, sulfur, kaolin, titanium, nickel, magnesium, timber, and mercury.
Hey, that's all infrastructure. Infrastructural items, man. The metals. Hey, because we know how shitty America's infrastructure is. But all these different these ores, which are basically like the base of those the metals, they get transported here, melted down, and then they get formed into those basically their frames, man. You know. And with the oil, that's not just only talking about petroleum. You know. Hey, corn oil, palm oil. Hey, a lot of restaurants cook in palm oil, man, especially over in Moab and Ammon, you know? Then you got olive oil, you know? Vegetable oil, all the
fatness.
Bro, it's the fatness, man. Oil was a necessity.
Ukraine, they export sunflower oil. Because they're big, they have a high abundant produce of sunflowers. That's another commodity, man.
So that's why we see the beast, you know, which is the NATO and them, fighting with Russia over that land.
Yeah, Russia like, y'all ain't finna take this from us.
No, that belongs to us.
You know?
That's us.
Right, now you see why. Now you see why Putin is adamant about basically taking out that regime that's working for the West and keeping their own regime there, man. For their economy's sake.
Yeah.
They're trying to destroy their economy. You see what they're doing. If you're a threat to the New World Order, they will wipe your economy flat. And they tried to do that with Iran, but Iran was able to stay afloat because they still do trade with Russia, man. You know?
They did it to Venezuela.
As long as they still got trade partners, they can circumvent the sanctions of the West.
Yeah, because Russia's connected with China. You know, it's in a weird spot in over there in that side of the world where it's connected to Europe, China. You know, but so they got deals going on with China.
Plus their landmass is vital to their trade routes, where they can put their pipelines and things of that such. Shalom, bro. Yeah, man. That's where they put their pipelines. America been at war with Russia because they've been trying to put pipelines that go through that region. Now you're seeing that they're even halting the Nord Stream pipeline that runs through, was it the Black Sea, if I'm not mistaken, or the Black Sea?
I think so.
I think it goes through the Black Sea and it goes straight into Germany.
Yeah.
Because Russia's been the gas station for Europe.
That's
and it's more affordable gas buying it from Russia.
That's gas, oil, petroleum, and natural gas also.
Yeah, man. So that's the reason why, even though they acting like they won't smoke with Russia, but really they don't. They know that they need those resources coming from Russia, man. Because we know Europe is the reason why it's referred to as the bottomless pit in Revelation. Because Europe is not known to really mass produce. It's a low land.
Yeah.
It can't really produce. It's not fertile in Europe. No. Most of everything that they get is imported, just like America.
If I may hop in right quick, say, and Ukraine is actually the most fertile land over there. Talk about in
Eurasia area.
Yeah, right over there. That's why they want that land so badly. That's why the EU wanted it in the first place. And that's why Putin is like, hey man, get the fuck out of my backyard, it's my shit over here. You know? I got it.
Yeah, man. So that was it on that, right? Somebody was holding? Like you said, over there.
Going back to the dollar. Yeah. Ezekiel 7 and 18. They shall also gird themselves with sackcloth.
Oh yeah. And we read that, but we were supposed to get Leviticus 26.
Yeah, I was on that too.
Okay. Yeah. Go ahead.
This one first?
Matter of fact, we'll go back to that. Hit Leviticus 26 and 26. And then somebody can also look that up in
I got it.
This is on Leviticus 26 and 26. It says, and when I have broken the step of your bread, 10 women shall bake your bread in one oven, and they shall deliver you your bread again by weight, and you shall eat and not be satisfied.
Yeah, what does that mean? We're going to deliver it to you by weight. It's talking about rationing, man. Give it to you in measures. Now we got to see a piece of that, going back 2 years ago. They was basically telling you, hey, you can only purchase 1 case of water, 1 case of toilet paper, this and that. With the meat, you can only buy this amount of meat. And now you're seeing that with the prices rising up on meat. Hey, you go to Walmart, you go to Costco, and you try to get you some oxtails or some steak, some lamb and shit like that. Dude, that shit is ridiculous, man. It is ridiculous.
I made a quick statement. And it's funny because I heard you say they were trying to defund the ruble, basically, the economy over there. Now, what's funny is, what do you think Russia's been doing for the past 10 years? They've been building their economy up.
Stocking up.
Their money right.
Stocking up.
They've been backing everything with gold. They've been doing good deals with China. So they're ready for this. They knew that this was going to come. They've been watching America. Anytime they got a problem with anybody, drop sanctions on them. Well, they're bulletproof when it comes to this right here.
They're not in debt to anyone.
They're not in debt to nobody. They're good.
Yeah, you mentioned that last night. When Putin got into power in the early 2000s, the first thing he did was he paid off the debt that they